this kid has got some big shoes to fill in. So Wonka is a new musical fantasy film that tells, well, the origin of Willy Wonka. Alrighty guys, so let's get into Wonka.
Excellent!
Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory is one of my favorite movies of all time. The first time I ever saw this movie, I know it was before I was probably even 8 years old, but the first time I saw this movie, it put a spell on me, and every time I've subsequently rewatched the film, it's only gotten better and better, and this movie has only aged like a fine wine. And plus, Gene Wilder's performance in this movie, to say the least, is just legendary and, well, god tier. When I heard that they were making an origin story for the Willy Wonka character, I thought, interesting. As enticing as the idea sounded, I generally did not think we needed a Willy Wonka origin story. The trailer that I saw of this movie looked actually very interesting. It looked intriguing. It looked like it would be a fun origin story telling one of the greatest origin stories to one of the greatest characters of all time. And plus, Timothée Chalamet is a brilliant actor. I think he is a wonderful actor, and seeing him with that costume, with that hat, I just kept thinking, and this kid might be onto something here. I'm very happy to say that I really enjoyed Wonka. The performances in this movie are really good, and in fact, they're great. Calla Lane, by the way, I'm sorry if I mispronounced her name. She plays Noodle, who has this friendship with Willy Wonka in the film. Calla Lane, I thought, had such this sweet heart to the entire story, and her friendship with Willy Wonka, I thought, was one of the sweetest parts of the entire film, and I thought she was great in the film. I can't wait to see where she goes. Keegan-Michael Key as one of the cops in the film brings such a great charm, and there are moments where he had me really laughing. I mean, harder than I thought. But then again, Keegan-Michael Key is one of the funniest people out there, for God's sake. Hugh Grant as an Oompa Loompa was the thing I didn't think I needed, but let me tell you all right now, when he first played that tune, holy crap, was I smiling. Knowing that Timothée Chalamet was playing this role, of course, I was very optimistic, but I still was thinking, okay, kid, you got some big shoes to fill in. And man, I am so happy to say that Timothée Chalamet was wonderful as Willy Wonka. Timothée Chalamet is no Gene Wilder. He is absolutely not Gene Wilder. But one thing in particular I must say about his performance is that, sure, while he is definitely tributing Gene Wilder, there's definitely aspects of Gene Wilder in his performance, and I never felt like he was just trying to do a mimic of Gene Wilder. Timothée Chalamet is absolutely wonderful, bringing in such a terrific and just a dazzling and a whimsical performance, and a performance that I truly think would make Gene Wilder smile and proud. The movie is a musical, and it is such a fun musical at that. One tune in particular had me smiling so much. Y'all could probably expect what it is. I just absolutely loved this tune, and when you guys see the film, you will know exactly what I'm talking about. There is another particular bit that happens near the end of the film, and my god, Timothée Chalamet, I'll tell you guys right now, Timothée Chalamet may not have the greatest voice, but my god, he did his best, and I thought he, again, did a wonderful job. All the musical bits of this movie were a lot of fun, they're entertaining, and there are some of them actually I think were pretty darn catchy. In terms of the color palette and really the overall aesthetic, this movie is beautiful and it's gorgeous, and the colors pop like, well, candy. Having a nice winter aesthetic, but not to the point where it feels chilly, but at the same time, this movie just has this warm and inviting feel, like it's just welcoming you to the Christmas season. This movie has some great callbacks to Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. One particular bit that sure can be looked at as definitely nostalgia bait, but I admit, it got me and I was getting misty-eyed. There is another particularly great callback at near the beginning of the film, and to say that I got goosebumps, understatement.
Well, that's just fucking great!
Could Wonka have been even better? Yeah, it could have been. There were some shots where the CG is so noticeable. In particular, there was a shot with a character that walks out of a building, and when you see the backdrop, the green screen behind him is so noticeable that it just took me out of the film entirely. There are also some CG shots that were just plain and simple, just did not look good. This movie had like a $125 million budget, and there were some shots where I just kept thinking that definitely could have looked loads better. Wonka definitely has its fair share of callbacks, and in fact it has quite a few, more than a few callbacks to Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. If you're going to this movie expecting a companion piece as well, a prequel essentially to Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, you're really not going to get that vibe here whatsoever. The director of this movie, Paul King, has directed the Paddington films. Admittedly, I have not the Paddington films. I've only been told either very good films or great things about those movies. Even though there are definitely plenty of callbacks to Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, is this movie really an exact prequel to that film? Not necessarily. One character in particular I want to see more of. Hugh Grant as the Oompa Loompa. Hugh Grant is barely in this movie. Now again, I completely understand this is an origin story for Willy Wonka, but man, Hugh Grant was so good, I wanted him more, and he was just barely in the film. Wonka definitely does have more than a few callbacks to Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. I mean, it's really unavoidable when you're making an origin story to Willy Wonka. The callbacks are bound to happen. But I personally think there were a couple of callbacks that felt like they were in there for nostalgia's sake.
And here we go.
So overall, while Wonka may not have been the delicious treat I was hoping for, at the same time, it is still a good and a savory treat that everyone can enjoy. All in all, I'm gonna give Wonka a 3.5 out of 5. While Wonka may lack the magic that Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory has, at the same time, it is still a good time for the whole family. Definitely go check it out this weekend, guys. So comment down below and let me know. Have you guys seen Wonka? What did you all think of it? Let me know below. If you guys want to follow me on social media, I'm on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and I'm also on Twitch. So if you guys want to follow me on all those social media platforms, all the links and the users' names are in the description below. I hope you all enjoyed my review of Wonka. If so, please hit that like button, also subscribe, and don't forget that notification bell for my latest review goes live. If you guys want to see my previous 2 reviews, please click right there or right there. And of course, until my next review or video goes live, I will see you all next time.